How else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
Alright, well, I have got my money for tonight, so I can sleep in a bed, and I say that with quotation marks because I feel like I destroyed that bed. So let's have one more question about reality. You had like an hour without me.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day.
Oh,
Go ahead, ask me anything.
she's positively surprised. What times are these, Joyce?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Ha! And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Ah. Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No, I would say the apes were neutral.
She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Okay, neutral.
On the other hand,
She turns north to the bombed out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. So who got shot in the head then?
those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
Oh dear.
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
And did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Oh, that is a kerfuffle, like you said.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
The lieutenant mumbled from behind his notes.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Okay, so did anyone important get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Right.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king.
Yes, King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Frisell got shot in his place.
Well, I mean, Frisell could have left as well.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Okay, so who got the mineral rights? That'd be like Wild Pines and them, right?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
Okay.
Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
And how did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
I remember.
She's one of them. Of course.
Oh, Rhetoric, you've been up and down all day. I'm not going to listen to you. If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals took everything. So then the coalition took everything from the liberals?
The Liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The Coalition took the ground.
Ah.
The ocean, the laws, and the people.
And who are the Coalition, Joyce?
The Coalition of Nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Cool.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
That sounds good.
At least not in the same manner and volume
Ah,
as the
okay.
others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Oh. Okay.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Right. If I'm always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am. And also not. I guess I do tend to pick that option. I feel like I should make him have some choices. Moralist. I probably am. So not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting.
Yeah.
In your line of work, I mean.
I mean, that's what I feel like I was. Because how long have I been a cop? Like 18 years, and I'd only I'd only killed 3 people? Yeah, so when was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
She smiles mischievously.
The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
And what did this Tsara do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Right. Where did it spread from there then, Joyce?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
And obviously it's been years since then, so the end was not the end. So what came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
She spreads her arms, raincoat flapping in the wind.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Yeah, our lives are very different from each other, Joyce.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
Ah. And so this is the zone of control? What is that?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations, and you, of course, the citizens' militia.
Of course.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
And what happened in the rest of the world then?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication, telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
Oh, so it's been about 50 years then.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, so you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
And what have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
Here we are. She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
Oh, hey. Thank you.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem thrilled to be in the 50s, love.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just...
She looks at the crumbling tenements, paint flecking from the stone.
We could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we played it right.
Let's ask this very unuseful question. What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
Yeah, I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like this Tazar drove those people mad. I feel like they drove those people desperate.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
Ay. Okay, maybe it's impossible. No. With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution
I'm
to
sorry.
an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
I'm not a medical person, Joyce.
When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
The lieutenant puts down his notes for a moment.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
She turns to Kim.
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
Okay. She nods. And I feel like that's enough of the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come.
Well, we live in hope.
Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I was gonna leave for now, but sure. If you want to know who she is, I want to know what you are. She hums.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Say nothing. Let her think about what she wants to say.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
She says with a sudden flash of teeth.
I am an ultra.
An ultra-socialist.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Would she get that this is a joke? Dios mío, Torquas, a liberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person.
I was
would
joking when I
an
said that.
ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist, no? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself.
I like you, Joyce. You're probably one of my favourite people. You're my third favourite person on this island. It goes Kim, Lena, you, and then probably Annette. Although Annette might be higher up because she's the only kid on this island that I actually like.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I forgive you, but only because you're charming. I guess that is the closest of the stuff that I like. I like her. I'd like to say that, but yeah, I forgive you, but only because you're charming.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
Vile devil, shake your head slowly.
I hope so. I hope we are able to continue as friends despite my scaly bulk. And the insanity, bloodshed, and transfer of wealth that took place here. It was not the plan all along. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
I did not mean to press that. Okay, so it was not the plan all along. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. She turns her gaze towards the Delta. This was all our last generation managed. And then I asked, would you have done something differently? And then she said that.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman, Joyce.
Perhaps.
Her
My
earrings,
intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
her earrings chime as she nods.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am I. Yeah, let's be a bit vain. I am also a smart man.
A smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
Oh, I don't know why, but I really enjoy being called a boy. What did Kim call me earlier? He called me something though. It's not good that I can't even remember an hour ago. Jeez. So you're also a patriot, Joyce.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. So you have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Shall we return to reality?
She closes her eyes, then opens them again. So I've got 2 more things to ask and them as well, but I will conclude for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
That is all for now. So I'm leveled up. I've got 4 skill points now. I really need to have a look at stuff about what I might want to use. So I did keep asking her questions, so that's done. So I should have a look at this map to see, like, you know, like visual calculus. I've only got mediums there, or maybe logic. You know, look at the medium ones to see if there's anything that I'd fancy to look at further. Oh wow. It's a lot busier now here, isn't it? I took my way around and sold my bottles. So now I'm a little I so want to do this, Kim. So much. Okay. Yep, let me talk to Gart. Hey, Gart.
Can I help you?
He arches an eyebrow. So about that money I owe you.
Yes. Have you got it?
How much do I owe you again?
A lot. For the room and broken window, 100 real.
Yeah, I have it. I have your money.
Well,
Yeah, he glares at you suspiciously. Well, let's apologise. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per
Oh,
night.
you're gonna kill me, dude. I can pay for tomorrow, but I want to buy some stuff.
I'll take a room here too.
He opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Can I have a drink now?
Do I have a shaker in my hand?
Oh, come on!
Is this a shaker?
He sounds irritated.
No, there's nothing there.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
Well, you must have gotten this guy next to me a drink.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager. Is there anything else you wanted?
I want a drink.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Yeah, you don't understand the seriousness of the situation. I'm an alcoholic. I need my fix.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Is
Uh,
there anything else you needed other
nope.
than alcohol?
That's it. Bye. Okay. So... yeah, you need to find 20 real to pay for your room at the Whirling or you'll be locked out after 9. As long as you don't have a place to stay, you have to do this every night. Ugh. Okay. Why have you popped up again, huh? Okay, so Kim?
Yes?
I don't know what else to do. It's like 40 minutes until we need to talk to each other up on the balcony. So tell me about the case again then.
What do you want to know?
Can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
No, I don't really need that.
There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did.
It's okay.
3 days ago,
No,
the
we've
RCM
already talked about
emergency
this,
desk
dude.
received a report about a security guard
Okay.
during that
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
The
mega
victim
cool.
had...
I'd heard
Okay,
enough.
then. Was there anything else you
Yeah,
wanted to know?
that's all I need for now.
Good.
Let's talk about you, okay?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Well, we'll work better if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
Do I have my glasses on?
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
I could, yeah. You don't look like other people around here. Let's not ask that. Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Oh. The lieutenant arrows a single eyebrow. Please?
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
What's happening to me? Please help.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Give up, there's nothing you can do. Okay.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Do you ever talk with yourself, Kim?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have a conversation with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
So, you're saying your brain never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place.
That makes sense, empathy.
We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Well, I guess that's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Okay. Right, okay, so we've got half an hour. What could we do now? Okay, so I'm deciding, because I've got like half an hour before I need to meet up with Kim, that I'd look at my tasks. So let's try some visual calculus. Let's go back to the crime scene and see whether we can do it. So we're going to level up. We're going to take one of our 5 skill points and we're going to level up visual calculus. So we're going to reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Cool for forensic scientists, tactical fighters, math-minded people. Visual calculus versus you, not only in the law of the state, but the laws of nature. It enables you to create virtual crime scene models in your mind's eye. You'll see how a bullet shattered the glass, and from that trace its trajectory with mathematical precision. You'll also count so many footprints, and at a glance discern shoe sizes and designs, as well as the height, weight, and gender of the one who wore them. At high levels, visual calculus makes the world reveal its secrets to you, but you may be so absorbed by your mind diorama you don't notice as crooks steal your pants. However, at low levels, your mind's eye will be blind. Reconstructing crime scenes will be difficult without outside help. Right. Oh, So let's do that and level up. Accept changes and clothes. Where are they? There they are.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Okay, so let's get an exact count.
Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44.
Okay. Number 6.
6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Oh, I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Then let's count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
I feel like that might be a measure head.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Okay.
How many?
The lieutenant has been tracking your eyes' movements. There are 8 there, Kim.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
The same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Yes. Point at light step number 41 shoe.
A woman? Or a kid?
I would think maybe it's one of these kids here, but I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
I didn't think of that, Kim.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Yeah, one of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
The lieutenant marked something down in his notebook.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim wasn't conscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
Oh yeah, an aberration. One sole is smoother than the others.
Interesting. Let's name it the old soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner
You got
at
a
the harbor.
point.
Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Let's not embarrass him. Don't say anything, just nod.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers.
Probably, yeah.
Perhaps it could be a driver.
Oh.
A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Yeah. I'm not going to lessen his impact, so we'll nod thoughtfully. I didn't think of a driver.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent.
Yeah,
no?
prudent, and plus we need to go talk to them anyway. For Joyce. So yeah, that's pretty prudent.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant writes the information down in his notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud. How old do you think these tracks are, Kim?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Alright, so what do you think happened here, Kim?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
It appears to be a lynching. You feel that that might not be the case?
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
But he was like unconscious, maybe. Like he wasn't struggling to get to the tree, so I'm thinking maybe they were looking to check whether it looked like a lynching. Might not have been a lynching. But, okay, we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to
Oh,
himself.
what's he thinking?
In doubt, perhaps. It would be unprofessional of him to be sure of himself
True.
at such an early stage of
I
the
mean,
investigation.
I've not said what I think out
Either
loud.
way. What else?
We've been through all of it. There we go. Alright, so let's have a look at this other one at the fence.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Then let's reconstruct the movement.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Do you think this is the same person who went over the canal, maybe?
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there.
Yeah. Yeah, it went round that way, right?
And then accelerated straight into the fence. Left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again?
Because we did it. We totally did it. What happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building.
Right.
Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
Yeah, car drove through the fence.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
Do you
You
think
don't
this...
know why.
Oh, sorry, Inland Empire. I don't know why, but I thought you'd finished. Do you think this is connected to the case, Kim?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
Yep.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went.
Yep.
If you find the time.
We've already done that. This is the point of departure of the vehicle that crashed into the Samaran butter sign.
That's plausible. A similar reckless abandon seems to be in evidence.
Yeah, I think I got it. Why are we 8 minutes away? Ugh. No, you didn't like talking. I talked to you.
The worker is in a deep
You're so
slumber.
asleep. You've been sleeping all day. Oh my gosh.
Perhaps he's on his way to where you... A colourful piece of plastic is
Oh.
dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch.
Okay, inspect the piece of plastic on his carabiner. I didn't mean to do this.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit.
Oh.
A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo.
Ooh.
Santiago S. John.
Shoot, are we gonna steal it? Should I steal it with Kim here? Well, I don't know why I'd need it at the moment, so let's just leave. Okay. It's like, what on earth? Was that there last time? I don't remember that being available. Let's go over some other stuff then.
Yes?
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Containers?
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting.
You're kidding me. Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
No, we should talk about this more. I've got 4 minutes until we need to talk on the balcony.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Okay, then fine. Let's head upstairs then. Let's knock on the door.
The door is closed.
Knock.
There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
Well, that was perfectly good timing.
A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Why are we doing this? Don't do it to me.
The door is mute and indifferent. Your despair is a joke to it.
Knock again.
Still no answer.
Leave. Okay. So I can still go into that area, thankfully. So let's come in here. And we might talk to him one more time just to get to that 10 o'clock. I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention.
Oh,
You
I
can
got
use
a
the
task
radio
from
in
that.
Kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
No, leave. I somehow managed to get that, and now we're going to talk to him again because it's 10 o'clock. Okay, so call your Lazarus' station. Kim suggested you call the station Lazarus in order to sort out your health issues. You can use his motor carriage to make the call, though you don't feel hopeful. Cool.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yes, my hostel room calls.
We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Okay. Why can't we talk on the balcony like we said we were gonna? Okay. So do I need to go back out there?
Yes?
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Let's go then, Kim. Always down to talk with you. So let's go.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
He liked a cigarette. I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easy to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Aww. Yeah, I think I might want to pick up smoking. Do you have any cigarettes?
I apologize, but I only brought one with me.
Makes
I have
sense.
exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes.
I also don't think you should give me any cigarettes. That'd just be another habit that I pick up. I would not have the focus to have just one a night. Right then, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hangar.
Yeah.
So we didn't even inspect the body.
Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow.
But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
That is good. I wonder what he would have said if we didn't use visual calculus at the last moment.
Though you really dropped the ball on inspecting the body, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you will just give up and keep drinking.
Don't worry, Kim. I'll be totally up for inspecting the body tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
He's probably behind the gate. So we'd need to talk to Measurehead or maybe punch him. And I was not down for punching him. I'm very sorry.
We tried to interview the Weapons rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
Yeah, I think that is what we will focus on first. Because I feel like she'll have some indication of the situation beyond the gates.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Yeah. It's part of the Jamrock Shuffle, my man.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Okay, so what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebel Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offences, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Russia.
And wouldn't it be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though. and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection.
Right.
Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness.
That is the way it should be.
Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Yeah, what happens to the people we convict? Do they go to prison?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all the rules, Kim? The coalition?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Okay, let's say it was the citizens of Revachol.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Okay. So, yeah, the moral intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
Okay, if I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
And what do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
Okay, so what's their symbol, Kim?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about this earlier.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
And what do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
He looks at the city below.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like them, do you? The moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
Oh, things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are the stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. Much silently, immigrants, liberal hips, fucking men are turning into women. On second thoughts, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it. No, they've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This isn't humanism. This is just such a sad state of things, Kim. And I feel like they could do better.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Yeah, I look at this place and I feel like vigilantes are not that bad.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
He looks at the roundabout. And I will say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
He pulls on the cigarette. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the Grey?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looked at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Well, I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do a tiny bit of good. I want to leave this place improving at least one life, Kim.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes.
No, like I said, if we help at least one person, then we would have done some good. Thank you for this, Kim.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. I guess we'll say goodnight here then. Night, Kim. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning as well. Bye. Alright, so do we want to go... Wait, he's not here. Are you the same girl?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
You said you were like 14 years old. You should not be still working at 10:30 at night. But I'm kind of glad you are, because I want a bit of booze.
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Okay. Gives me some physique, though.
Here you go, mister.
Yep, leave. Let's close the door. You know, it's just the one drink. Just one drink tonight. Now is that the door to his room? Are we supposed to be sharing this bathroom? Because if we are, I'm very sorry. Right, okay. So let's drink it. How do I... Yep. You know. There we go.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Yeah, I feel really bad about this, but if it's a task, I've got to complete it. Look at the bottle.
What a solid can of mass-produced piss water. Well over 10% alcohol in this so-called beer. Pop it open before it gets too warm.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic. This will probably barely even make a dent. This will just be, like hard lemonade or something.
Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
Open the bottle.
There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now.
Why are you making me second guess every decision that I'm making? I've already spent 3 real on this, okay? I don't want to waste that money. What will be the repercussions if I take that sip?
Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox.
Yeah, it says -1 real. 1 morale. That's not permanent though, is it? Like, maybe it'd be permanent the day. But take a sip.
The golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
You say that, but I'm going straight to bed now. So it's just like a little, a little drink on the side. I got 30 experience for it, and I'll probably never have one ever again.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your morale. And remember,
from the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Okay. But we got 30 XP for that. And we will say no to any other alcohol that comes our way.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Yeah, could we clean this up a bit? At least put the cushions back on the thing. Ah yeah, so it would last an hour. +1 physique, and I'm going straight to bed, so it's going to be useless. Let's call in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
Why not?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
And how does the blanket feel?
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colours. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Okay, I probably shouldn't have drunk alcohol before bed. Let's roll over, see if that helps.
It's a little better. Colours, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Yeah, who killed him? Who? And why?
Something to do with... What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Okay, that's enough thoughts then. Let's fall asleep. Just close your eyes and beg for dreams.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Ooh. Oh, just a second. Shoot. Before I get up, I tell you what I should have done before I got up. Take that alcohol bottle out of my hands. Hopefully he doesn't notice it in the morning. That's what I'm worried about in this dream that's probably gonna be a nightmare. Oh shit. Yep. The disco ball. That's appropriate and really, really sad.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said, who? I had a wife?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Okay, what is this? I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
Did I leave her? Or did she leave me? I feel like I was the one that left her.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of you that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go.
Yep, that makes sense.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I believe they made fun of me over the radio. But I made a new friend. His name's Kim. He's great. And Annette, she's a sweetie. And Lena, like I said, if I could, I'd marry her. And Joyce is great. She gave me 100 real. That means that I get to sleep in this hard, lumpy bed instead of, a cold bench. But, I can get my friends back. I can get my memories back. I can work out who killed this dude.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
Elysium? What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Alright, I think it's not incredibly that serious. 4.6 billion people. How did I fail every single one of them? But I've seen you before. Yeah, it's me, isn't it? This is just an image of me on the tree instead of the dead body.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the actor's wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed.
I don't think I even took the snake skins off. Ancient reptilian brain.
Stinky boy.
Don't bully me. I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to be a cop. I'm trying to solve this case. Why are you being so mean to me?
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No. This isn't a hangover. I've been sober all day. I mean, I had that one beer before bed, but let's be real, it was like 10% alcohol. And it'd take like 10 of them to get me drunk. So no.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Well, no, if we start at like 7, 8 o'clock, we had a good night's sleep. You know, I went to bed relatively early, I feel.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Okay. I really need to get that bottle out of my hand before I wake. There we go. Oh, and it healed me completely. Excellent. See, that's. Whoa. I'm having some sort of weird thing. Oh, we've got a thing.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
Oh, really? What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening to me?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system.
Oh,
Buster.
okay.
Time to get some more.
Right. We were drunk. Did not realize we were taking drugs as well. Should have realized in the shed. Didn't realize. Okay.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Yeah. Like I said, that was the last bit of like alcohol we were having last night. So then this no more speed. We are talking about the drug speed, right?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
You have a point.
You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
That's kind of sweet. But I feel like it was Kim in his car that woke me up. But yeah, I had 9 hours of sleep. I should be good to go. Raring and ready.
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
Yeah, no, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. This is one task that I will not complete.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Well, if the worst case scenario does come, then I hope I would be fired for that. You know, that is a lie, electrochemistry. I feel like you're the one that needs the drugs. And I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. No.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I like using visual calculus. That gives me a spark. I don't need you. Hey guys, thanks for watching me play. If you liked what you saw, consider subscribing to my channel by pressing the button to the right. And if you fancy anything else, watching what I do, then click one of the videos to the left. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.